Right now, more than 7 million people walk around with a camera on their face. Almost every pair says Meta. Meta owns this market, 84% of it. Apple owns none of it yet, and Apple has a plan to flip the whole thing. The plan rests on 4 features built to beat the Meta Ray-Ban lineup. Deep iPhone integration Meta has no way to match. Frames light enough to forget. A custom chip nobody else holds. And a rebuilt Siri live for the first time. By the end, you will know all 4 and the one most likely to crack. There is a catch. 3 of them. Apple ships with no screen in the lenses. Apple arrives 2 years behind, and the whole bet leans on an assistant only weeks old. Meta is sprinting. Apple is still tying its shoes. So here's the real question. Is being late, but being Apple, enough to take over a market it does not compete in yet? Here is what Apple is building. A pair of glasses codenamed N50. No display in the lenses on this first pair. A camera, microphones, speakers, and Apple software wrapped around normal-looking frames. Think of it as an iPhone accessory for your face. The same idea as the Apple Watch and the AirPods. A screen on your body without a screen you stare at. The timing tells the honest story. Apple first aimed to show the glasses near the end of 2026. In late May, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reported a slip to a late 2027 launch. Roughly a year later, and Apple chose the delay. Its visual AI was not ready, so Apple held the product back rather than ship something half-finished. The delay costs Apple ground. By the time these reach your face, Meta will sit more than 2 years ahead and already onto its next generation. Meta held 82% of the market in the back half of 2025. Waiting has a price, and Apple is paying it. The bet is simple. Late and polished beats early and broken. Feature 1 is the one Meta has no way to copy. Deep iPhone integration. There are over 1.5 billion active iPhones on Earth right now. Every single one is a buyer waiting on day 1. Meta has good hardware and a big head start. What Meta lacks is the phone in your pocket, and it will never hold it. Picture what Apple already does between your devices. Open your AirPods near your phone and they pair on their own. Copy a line on your Mac and paste it on your iPhone seconds later. Now wire glasses into the same web. You glance at a poster, ask a quick question, and the answer follows you from your glasses to your Apple Watch to your phone. No tapping, no looking down. Meta's glasses connect to an iPhone too, but they live there as a guest. Apple's glasses would own the house. Turn-by-turn walking directions read into your ear while your phone stays in your pocket. A text answered by voice while your hands stay on the wheel. This is not a feature you tick on a box. This is a moat, and it is the whole reason the plan works. A moat means nothing if nobody wears the thing, so Apple built for your face first. The latest prototypes use acetate, the premium material behind high-end designer eyewear, not the cheap molded plastic most tech glasses lean on. Apple is testing 4-frame styles across finishes like black, ocean blue, and light brown. One product, many faces. The Apple Watch playbook moved up to your eyes. Weight decides whether you forget the glasses or fight them all day. The reported target sits under 50 grams. About what a normal pair weighs on your nose. Now hold it against the Apple Vision Pro, which still lands like a brick with a battery pack roped to your pocket. Apple took the lesson. The first glasses are a fashion product first and a computer second, and the order is the entire point. Think about who this reaches. Billions of people wear prescription lenses every single day. 4 styles and real colors mean a version for almost every face, not one bulky shape for early adopters. You put them on in the morning like any other frames. They happen to hear you, see the menu, and answer. Style first is how a niche gadget turns into something your parents wear. Light frames need silicon nobody else holds. Apple already designs its own audio, connectivity, and cellular chips. For the glasses, Gurman's reporting points to a custom processor called N401, drawn from the Apple Watch system on a chip. One company tuning the chip, the software, and the design together squeezes battery and speed out of a frame lighter than your sunglasses. Meta runs on an off-the-shelf Qualcomm Snapdragon. The same part rivals by. The chip drives the real prize. A rebuilt Siri AI, live since WWDC on June 8th, 2026. It runs a custom Google Gemini model of 1.2 trillion parameters, and Apple pays around $1 billion a year for it. It talks like a person. It sees your screen. It handles multi-step tasks across your apps and ties into visual intelligence. Now run it hands-free on your face. You stand before a menu in another country. You glance down, ask what is good, and the answer lands in your ear before the waiter looks over. No phone, no tapping, no searching. Point at a building or a product and simply ask. For years, a smart Siri was a punchline. For the first time, the assistant behind the pitch exists. Now the honest part, because this is not a clean win. Catch one is staring at you, the screen. Apple's first glasses show you nothing in the lenses. Meta already shipped one. The $800 Meta Ray Band display puts a real color screen in the right lens, floating your messages and walking directions, paired with a wristband reading tiny finger moves. Apple's first pair only talks back. For many buyers, a real gap. Catch 2 is the clock. Apple arrives at the very end of 2027. By then, Meta will sit more than 2 years ahead and on to newer models. Meta already launched a fresh AI lineup from $299 in June 2026. One side is shipping generation after generation. The other side is announcing a plan. Catch 3 is the risk under everything. The whole bet rests on the new Siri AI being great. It shipped weeks ago. You have seen the keynote demo, not the daily grind of living with it. Apple promised a smarter Siri back in 2024, then failed to ship for nearly 2 years. If the assistant stumbles the way the old one did, the most important feature is the first to crack. So who should wait for these and who should buy now? Start with the honest sort. If you live deep inside Apple's world, iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods all talking to each other, these glasses will feel like the natural extension of your face. You put them on and the whole ecosystem shows up. For you, waiting for the end of 2027 makes sense. If you want a display and hands-free capture today, Meta already delivers. The Meta Ray Band display shows messages and directions in the lens right now. If always-on cameras and microphones worry you, weigh it on both sides, because both companies put a lens on your face and both feed data somewhere. Privacy is a real trade, not a footnote. Here is the number worth holding. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo already estimates Apple ships 3 to 5 million pairs in its first year. With no screen and a 2-year deficit, Apple has almost never arrived first. Not the MP3 player, not the smartphone, not the smartwatch. It arrives with the version most people buy. If you already wear glasses daily, you are exactly the buyer Apple wants. So will Apple beat Meta? Remember the pattern. Apple has almost never gone first. It skipped being first to the MP3 player, the smartphone, and the smartwatch. Then it shipped the version people bought, the one turning a niche gadget into something your parents own. The N50 is the same bet placed on your face. Line up the score. Meta holds the head start, the display, and 84% of the market today. Apple holds the ecosystem, the patience, and 1.5 billion iPhones ready on day one. One company is winning right now, the other owns the phone every pair has to answer to, late and polished against early and everywhere. So I want to hear from you. Would you wait until 2027 for Apple's glasses? Or are the Meta Ray Band glasses already good enough today? Drop it in the comments. If you want breakdowns like this, no hype, no sales pitch, only the facts. Subscribe because launches are coming later this year with the power to shake this whole race up.